Hello and welcome everyone back to some more Motogp 22. Now finally it is release day, we have our hands on Motogp 22 and unfortunately so far it's been a bit of a bumpy ride. Now what I mean by that is each console has gotten a release, PlayStation, Xbox and PC. Personally myself, I'm on Steam, and it seems that each launch has a slightly different version. So other content creators have been doing reviews and I've listened to a few of them, and some of them are saying, basically I can tell by having played the preview and played the real version that they have different versions of the game. I can just tell by the way they're describing the physics and what's going on in the game. So it's a bit odd. It's been a bit of a bumpy launch to say the least for Milestone for the new Motogp game. But we're going to jump in now. I'm going to show off some gameplay and give you my initial thoughts, because it has changed since the preview that I played about a month ago at this point, actually about 3 weeks at least. And we're going to just jump in. I'm going to do some time trial and I'll talk mainly about the physics in this first play. So I'm just going to do a few more laps as Frankie Morbidelli here. Just done a few laps just to get a feel for the track and the bike, having only played about 10-15 minutes of GP22 before recording this. I just want to see what the track is like. And first thing I want to mention is that the overall lighting has changed. Now I don't know if it's just this track because I've only played a handful, but there seems to be a lot more clouds and cloud coverage mainly. You'll see as we go into Arabiata 1, it goes from really sunny to pretty overcast in a matter of a corner, and this is set to clear, so it's interesting that the whole track isn't clear, if that makes sense. But it's just something I wanted to point out. You'll see as you get into the next corner as well, I think it changes, that it gets just dark. You can just see it does affect it, and it is a nice little effect. It does change. The track itself as well looks a bit nicer. It has more detail. Again, these are smaller things that as soon as you start to get into the game you'll kind of gloss over, but as a first play you do notice these little things, and it does look nice. You see again, it just darkens as you get into Arabiata 1. Again, you come out, it's just, there must be a cloud just there, and I don't know if it's dynamic, will it move around or not, but from the 4 laps I've done it seems to be static. But the physics. Now the front brake again is in rework from what I played 3-4 weeks ago. My biggest issue on the preview build was when braking you couldn't really trail brake the front, you just couldn't push it in. The bike wouldn't turn while using the front brake, and it caused a really weird physics imbalance. Thankfully that has been toned down. I won't say it's removed, because in the heavy braking it is still there, but also the bike at high speed is a lot harder to control. It's pretty much wants to go forward. It's a realistic trait, and the wings as well. Maybe the wings have something to play with, but at the real high speeds, you'll see now as we come over the crest here at about 211 miles an hour that the bike really doesn't want to react well to my inputs. You can see over here it's really delayed trying to turn the bike over as it would be in real life, trying to fight one of these bikes over. But you can see as I trail brake in, I just can't get it to turn in. It also feels like the bike has a very little engine braking. It really pushes into the corner and pushes me quite deep into a lot of the braking zones. I'm struggling a lot at the moment with the braking. I'm sure I will pick it up. The ride height device again seems to be only a mere visual impact. I don't feel a physics impact, other than it just makes the bike a bit, it doesn't want to react as well going straight, but I don't feel the benefit out of the corner. But again, I'll have to put more time into the final build before I can say so. There has been a few reviews put out so far and they all seem to basically clash with each other, so I'm going to hold off yet. Wait till this has been patched, because there's a day 1 patch coming for Steam, but again, according to Milestone, it is not working currently, so they are looking into it. But I will have a full review out in a couple of days. I want to give myself a fair chance of playing the game before putting a review up. I'd like the review to be accurate to what the game is and not just a click grab and just to get some views on it. I'd rather the review itself to be honest and most importantly accurate. But other than that, the rear grip is improved. That's pretty similar to the preview build. The curbs, some of them are better, not all of them. Some of them still are a bit violent. I found the higher up the curb you go, the more violent they get, which is pretty accurate to some curbs. Some curbs are consistent, but as you see this one here, you can just run on that one. A lot of the curbs you can, but around Barcelona, Jerez, you still have some curbs that don't like you. We're going to try to do an actual lap. This lap so far is valid, and I'm going to end it off there with one clean lap if possible. You can just see the bike just does not pick up. Entry braking on 5. Now, I might have the wrong front brake on. That could be the issue because I've not adjusted the setup. During the preview build, I did mention the stock setup was pretty woeful. It doesn't feel as bad now, but we're going to push this bike for a lap and see what we can get. The top leaderboard times already, only a couple of hours after release, are 43s. Quick look at my time board there, 46 is a fast side manage, that wasn't even valid. So I reckon I might have the wrong front brake on. You want a pretty strong front brake around Mugello. Again, just the lack of confidence in the front end at the moment is real. I'm having a couple of goes getting the bike into the corner. It's a different sensation to what I played in the preview build, and it's nicer. It just, again, new game. You need to give it that bit of time before really saying what you think about it. You need to... Oh, I'm in deep again. Like, it just doesn't stop. That's the biggest issue so far, is the lack of pullback when you decelerate is a bit weird at the moment compared to older GP games. You can also have these weird tank slappers on the brake as well, as it starts to kind of pump up the rear, then let's go, and you basically are destined for a crash. But we lost our lap last time around through here. Can we keep it this time? Oh, we screwed it. We're going to go to the line anyway, and we're going to take off a tenth off whatever I get across the line. Oh, in deep. You see the front brake though is green, so I don't think it's overheating at all. It just doesn't seem strong enough. But up to the line, it's going to be a pretty poor lap. There's some small technical glitches, audio glitches I've seen. A 45.7, so 45.8 we'd say, taking out the maybe extra tenth I gained. Now I'm going to just have a look at the actual visuals. The game on my PC, and it looks not quite dark, but slightly darker. But it's pretty good looking, I'll give it that. It is currently running at 120 FPS. It's running on pretty much ultra settings, just a few turned down, such as motion blur, which I think just makes the game look uglier. I turned down to medium, but the textures look pretty good. You can see there's a good bit of motion blur. Again, I don't know how well YouTube will cover this, but the track looks pretty well. So yeah, any questions, don't hesitate at all to drop a comment down below and ask. I will be playing and recording a lot of videos over the next couple of days and hours. So again, any comments, let me know what you want to know about the game, what your questions are. I probably will have the review out probably Sunday to give myself a couple of days on the game before making a review, maybe later depending on how much time I spend on the game, and all comes out as well when the day one patch comes. Currently, unfortunately, no, we've yet to get any of the 2022 models, that was a mouthful, 2022 models in the game. So it's the old Honda, the Ducati isn't updated, the KTM, the Aprilia unfortunately aren't updated, so they're supposed to come in May, which that's one big thing I'm unhappy about, is the fact that we don't have the update bikes. That's a big thing about the new game. Imagine FIFA having the old teams, the old kits on release. You would be very happy with that. And I think there's some comments going around that I've seen screenshots of Milestone saying we will rush the game if we want to have it in, but why don't account for this in your initial release time when you're having your final release date, instead of trying to rush the game out. Give yourself another 3 weeks just to finish this sort of stuff out. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. That are my initial thoughts on the game. So far it's decent. It has its flaws, every game does, I am aware. I'm interested to see what the final build will be like when we have a day one patch out, but for now it has some things it has to improve on, but so far it is better than GP21, and I'm much happier than when I played the preview. So overall, it's a step in the right direction. How much, I still can't really say for sure, but thank you all for watching. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe to see more, drop a like, and I shall catch you all in a not so distant future. Thanks for watching, bye bye.